Okay, hello, Year 9. What we're looking at today is just some rewindable learning for those students that missed our learning intention and what we were looking at last lesson. So it's all about reflecting on how to write a sexy paragraph and begin to explore the introduction and the conclusion. So this lesson will be broken up into 5-minute slots because that's how long the recording goes for, and I'll see whether or not we can get through several different 5-minute slots so you can rewind them anytime you like. So by the end of these sessions, you'll remember how to construct a sexy paragraph. You'll understand how to break down the question in order to get a thesis. And here you see that you will be able to construct an introduction and then to begin to plan your essay. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to access the document, which is on the link through the Hero's Journey project. You see it here, and it goes, it's going down to here where it says Sexy Practice Individual Task. Okay. Once you click on that, it will come up with an orange sheet that looks like this. You'll be able to see that on the screen there. And you've got the introduction part of it, right? So the introduction part of it, this stands for is opening statement. So that is when, in an introduction, we write an opening statement, and I'll be able to explain that to you in further detail. Then we have a title. Then we have an author or director, depending on whether or not it is a film or some sort of a written text. Doesn't matter, both of them have the same structure. Then we have a summary, and that's where you just give a 1 or 2 sentence summary about what the text is about, and then we have our key words from the question. Okay, and that's the bit that we're going to look at next after I go over to remind you what the sexy stands for. So the key words come from the question above, and the opening statement, or what we would call the thesis, comes from what you want to prove through those keywords. And hopefully that'll become a little bit clearer when we move on to our next sessions. So if we look down to the main part or the body of the essay, it's usually an introduction, 1 to 2 or to 3 paragraphs, depending on how quick you're getting at writing them, and your conclusion. So the S here is the statement, the E here is the example, the X is where you explain this example, so that goes backwards like that, and then the Y is the U link. Okay, so that's where you are linking to your own experiences, connection to another book or a character, or to yourself. And then we come down here, and then this is our conclusion, taxi, T-A-K-C. Again, we have the title of the text. Again, we have the author or the director of the text. We then also rewrite the keywords to make sure that whoever's marking our assessment knows that we're still on topic and we're still answering the question. And this last one here is concluding points. And this really should link back to your opening statement or your thesis statement at the beginning of the essay. Up here where you've got the opening statement or thesis, this is really this concluding, thank you, suggestion. That concluding there really answers, really pinpoints and makes sure that your final statement really answers that question. So that is the construction of how you're going to be writing an essay. So if we move back to the PowerPoint, so we remembered now how to construct a sexy paragraph. The next section is going to be to understand how to break down a question in order to get that thesis or that opening statement. So I'm going to stop